To promote the new Garfield movie, Motel 6 announced that they had hired Garfield as their chief pet officer. This was announced on Monday, April 29th. But because Garfield hates Mondays, the first commercial actually went up on Tuesday. Motel 6 also announced a contest where the winner got to stay in Hollywood at the Garfield Suite in a Motel 6. This Garfield Suite has Garfield decorations on the wall, a Garfield phone, some Garfield books, an entire fridge full of lasagna, and I hope I win. It's beautiful. You can also book a room like this in California, Oregon, Ohio, Texas, Indiana, or Missouri. And if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'm going to book the room in Sandusky, Ohio. I will drive there in this Garfield onesie, and I'll eat lasagna in the car on the way. Then I'll check into the room and watch this PBS film about the assassination of President Garfield. Incidentally, Garfield is actually named after President Garfield in a roundabout way. Garfield creator Jim Davis named the character after his grandfather, James Garfield Davis, who in turn was named after the president. Now, President James Garfield's great-great-grandson is Richard Garfield, the creator of Magic the Gathering.
Dear Magic the Gathering, I'm returning your stupid goblin card. He's weak. Can't you make him less of a weenie? Signed, Jason Black.
This isn't Garfield's only connection to a hotel. In the 80s and 90s, he did promotions for Embassy Suites.
Checkout time, Garfield.
Check out. We've only been here a week.
Boy, it was great staying here at an Embassy Suites hotel on vacation.
So what's the big rush?
We got a 2-room suite with a refrigerator, a wet bar, even a sofa bed for you.
Garfield appeared in 2 very similar commercials for the hotel. One of them, he's given a tour by somebody that appears to be a representative of the hotel, maybe some kind of concierge.
Mr. Garfield, welcome to Embassy Suites Hotel.
My room.
Here you get a suite for about the price of a room at most Marriotts or Hyatts.
Beautiful. Don't change a thing.
But then they ran the same commercial with slightly different dialogue, which seems to imply that the man was going to stay in the room with Garfield, meaning that it was either supposed to be John, the owner from the cartoon, or Jim Davis, the guy who created Garfield.
Embassy Suites Hotel was a great idea, huh? We got a 2-room suite with a wet bar and a refrigerator.
So what's the big rush?
And all for about the same price as a room at most Marriotts or Hyatts. There's even a free cook-to-order breakfast every morning.
Delicious.
Now, Jim Davis and Garfield once did a commercial for American Express that you probably remember.
Sometimes when I travel without the tabby, people don't know my name, so I carry the American Express card, and wherever I go, folks treat me like a fat cat.
Fat chance.
The promotions for this upcoming movie are insane. They have done this promotion for La-Z-Boy that I just can't get enough of. Like, look at this. I want this chair. And I could replace the entire sectional back there with this. I don't understand fashion, but this seems expensive. And while you're wearing your fancy dress, you know you're going to need some Garfield makeup. I mean, look at this stuff. There's some Garfield food items. In the trailer, he's eating Pop Chips. And if you notice, he's on the bag of Pop Chips. That's his Pop Chips bag, which you can now buy. And they put him on some string cheese. Garfield is also on every single Tasty Cake package. And of course, there's a Garfield popcorn bucket. It's adorable. Perhaps the most famous piece of Garfield merchandise is the Stuck on You Garfield from Dakin. This product was actually a mistake. It wasn't supposed to have suction cups. It was supposed to have Velcro on his paws. The idea was that you could Velcro them to your curtains and it would look like Garfield was putting his claws right into them. But the factory misunderstood the order and they put suction cups on his hands instead. They made so many variations of this, and at its height, 50 million of these were sold. Bill Murray claims that the only reason he did the previous 2 Garfield movies was because he saw the name of the producer was Joel Cohen. Bill Murray claims that he thought that this was the Joel Cohen who, along with his brother Ethan Cohen, created Fargo and Miller's Crossing and Raising Arizona and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And instead it was a different guy. Now, I don't think that story is true, but I know this story is true. There is a beach in France where parts of Garfield phones have been washing up ashore for decades. This was a mystery for a long time until they figured out that a shipping container full of Garfield phones had fallen overboard off a ship in the 80s, and because of the location of the cave, the water would only move in and out at low tide, which would cause some parts of the phones to wash up to shore.
Garfield just got back from his road trip. Seems like he wasn't entirely focused on traveling. But that's definitely Motel 6.
Garfield once had a Wendy's kids meal toy line that included a miniature suction cup Garfield and a Garfield that you ripped in half to reveal a magnifying glass.
Now Garfield, one of your favorite finicky felines, is hanging out at Wendy's. You can catch him eating. If you pull his tail, he'll help you see things more clearly. Get the message? There's one Garfield toy in every Wendy's kids meal purchase.
He also had a commercial for McDonald's.
There's a cheeseburger here with my name on it.
It's Garfield Days at McDonald's. Now when you get your kids McDonald's Happy Meal,
Here, cheeseburger.
they'll get one of 4 exclusive Garfield push toys.
I'm so adorable, it's scary.
Actually, more than one. There was one where you could get those Garfield collector mugs that everyone's grandma had in their cabinet.
You get a different mug each week for a special price with any McDonald's food purchase.
Listen to the man, this is important.
This summer, McDonald's is serving up 4 Garfield mugs.
Summertime, serving up summertime.
And the living is easy, right, Odie?
At McDonald's.
But Garfield has no loyalty. He also did commercials for Burger King.
Está vuelto. Garfield llegó a Burger King. Así que saca tus mejores pasos. Disfruta una comida para niños y llévate un maravilloso juguete.
And you might remember this commercial.
Now you can fly into Pizza Hut for an Air Garfield pizza pack. For $2.99, you get a personal pan pizza, Garfield cup, and a flying toy. That may be worth dropping in for.
Garfield even did Alpo commercials.
Garfield, I need your help.
That goes without saying.
We have to tell cats out there about new Alpo cat food.
Hey, cat food is for the unimaginative.
Imagine this. Alpo cat food so full of nutritious proteins, every serving's like a balanced 7-course meal. And the taste.
I'll be the judge of that.
So, Garfield, what would you tell cats about Alpo?
2 demand seconds.
I love Garfield. When I was growing up, there were a lot of Garfield TV specials. I remember the Thanksgiving one and watched that almost every year. I think the idea was they wanted this to be the new Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy thing because Garfield was probably the biggest comic strip ever behind Peanuts. And comic strips certainly aren't anywhere near as big as they once were, so I don't think we'll ever get anything as big as Garfield again. Now, while Garfield was named after Jim's grandfather, who was actually named after President Garfield, Garfield's inspiration truly was Morris the cat.
Look, Morris, a darling kitty.
If that's a cat, I'm a bald eagle. That's no cat. Cats look dignified.
Want some din-din, dear?
Cats are also finicky.
Some 9 lives?
9 lives.
Super supper? How about tuna?
Rich red 9 lives tuna.
This was a former shelter cat that became one of the most famous cats that ever lived. I dug into the entire history of Morris the cat for a video that I'm going to put right up here. You can check that out. Otherwise, YouTube says this is what is best for you. And down here, you can check out my other channel. Recently, I was playing some weird superhero laptops, including this and this one.